Hello, today I want to talk to you about one of the most fun things that couples can do together. It's telling the story of how you met. Yes, your origin story. That classic question of, so how did the two of you meet? And people love to ask you that question, and it's so much fun to answer it. So today I'm standing in our basement in front of our Grand Valley wall because that's where Rick and I met and where our origin story begins. We have so many fun ways to tell our story. There's the short ways and the long ways. There are ups and downs and heartfelt moments and really silly parts. And we love to still tell, over 30 years later, our origin story. And here's the thing. Telling your story matters, and it matters way more than what you might think. Whether it's a romantic meet cute or a hilarious twist of fate, your story is yours, and it is powerful. When couples tell their origin story, especially when they're together, it reminds them of how it all began. The first spark, the excitement, the weird little details. It's like emotional glue that keeps you connected. And guess what? It never gets old. In fact, the more you tell it, the better it gets. You start to hit your favorite parts, and then maybe the funny moments you exaggerate a little bit, just a little. But it becomes this living story that grows with your relationship. So what's one of the best ways to get better at telling your story? Ask other couples to tell you theirs, especially those couples who have been together a long time, parents, grandparents, that sweet couple that lives down the street that's been married for 40 years. You will learn so much about them and maybe a little bit about yourselves too. Okay, so you're probably thinking, sure, we have a story, but how do we tell it? Well, let me give you a framework to help you get started on telling your best story. First, when did it happen? What was the season, the year, the context? Second, where were you? The city, the location, or the event? Third, how did you meet? Give some details, some funny moments, or if there were any surprises. 4, were other people involved? Maybe it was some friends or coworkers or a random dog. 5, what stood out to you about each other? 6, what was the length of time before your first date or before you became official? 7, are there any funny or awkward moments that are worth sharing? And finally, number 8, how do you feel about looking back on it now? You don't need to be a professional storyteller. You just need to be yourselves and laugh at the quirks, share the sweet stuff, and tell it together. The more you do, the more connected you'll feel, not just to the past, but to your future together too. This is why I love Preaisle Commitment Conversations. It's all about this kind of stuff. It's about talking and laughing and learning and growing together as a couple as you prepare for your marriage. If you'd like to have conversations just like this, I'd love to help you get started. Let's make sure your love story isn't just told well, but lived well. You can book your own Preaisle Commitment Conversations with me, Tanya Koss, and we can do that in person or online. And I also have a free download for you. It's called the Engaged Couples Conversation Map. It's in the comments, and you can download that right now and get the conversation started. So I want to know, how did the two of you meet? What is your origin story? Give me a little snapshot in the comments below. And hey, help out my channel to reach more and more engaged couples, to be able to help them tell their story by liking, subscribing, or you can just share this with someone you know who would love to tell a great origin story. See you next time.